Hi, my name's Helen and this is my channel, Helen Mary Jo. If you're new here, then welcome. If you're returning, thank you. And if you're a Hell's Bell, hello. So, as you can see, I'm in the kitchen and I have got a couple of questions for you guys, and I just wanted to kind of show you that not everything you see online is real and true and honest. And so I actually recorded a video yesterday cooking a low sugar, low fat cake for Rob because, well, quite surprisingly, he's been diagnosed as pre-diabetic. And that's basically because he has a sugar addiction. You know, I've told you before that he's given up chocolate, he's given up caffeine, he's given up alcohol. And now he has to eat less sugar. And when I say he's an addict, I mean, he really is. He can't stop at half, you know, he can't have one sweet, he has to have 10 sweets. So apart from not having them in the house, he has to learn. And he really isn't interested in any of this stuff, you know. So I've been telling him for years, you know, that a glass of orange juice is not good for you. That the sweets are so bad for you on every level, you know, they're just poison, really, that amount of sugar. And this really has given us both a wake-up call. So I made this low sugar cake. Do you know what? I'm going to show you, but I'm not going to show you the video. So I made this cake. I've got a friend coming round later who is gluten-free, medically gluten-free, celiac gluten-free. And I thought, oh, well, I kill two birds with one stone. I mean, Rob said, oh, it's not that bad, but honestly, look at it. It's kind of oats and banana and walnuts and sultanas. I mean, I haven't thrown it away because he said he'll eat it, but I could not give that to a visitor. It's just... So you know what, like we all make mistakes, don't we? And I shan't be making that cake again. It was from a recipe, but you know, that doesn't mean anything, does it? So I am going to be making some flapjacks this morning. And you know, they're not sugar-free, but they haven't got tons of sugar in them. And the sugar is just coming from this maple syrup. There's 2 tablespoons of maple syrup and 3.5 ounces of butter in here. And I have to heat those in the microwave and melt the butter. So I'll put those on now. I didn't tell you guys, did I? I always keep these plastic microwavable bowls in the microwave. As you can see, I've got 2 microwaves, so I'm spoilt for choice. And, but I didn't know that Rob had put one set in the oven, and it was when we were going on holiday actually, and I was frantically cooking before we left so that my sister-in-law who was staying here could have, you know, some nice things for the children. So I was making a couple of cakes and things, and I turned the oven on to preheat it, and when I went to put the cakes in, there was the melted plastic greeting me. And apparently it was my fault for not checking the oven before I turned it on. I'm just going to pop that over there so it doesn't splash. Yeah, so I just kind of wanted to show you, we all have disasters in the kitchen. I don't have too many, to be fair, but you know, that one was not good. So these kind of oaty flapjacks I'm making, they've got 2 mashed bananas, what's this, 7 ounces of rolled oats, and they are gluten-free oats, and then 100 grams or 3.5 ounces of sultanas, and they are cooked in an 8-inch square tin. So that's getting to be melted. Yeah, so I'm going to do a couple of other kind of home things today in this video. So if that's not your bag, this won't be a video that you'll enjoy. But I also wanted to ask you a question, and that is, I am seriously thinking of adding to my channel by way of a members only area. And why would I do that? Well, I think we've got a lovely community on here. I know probably a lot of YouTubers say that, although I don't watch many other YouTubers of the same vein as mine, because I sort of just don't have time really. I do dip in and out of some of them. And I would say, yeah, there's a couple of big names that I follow, you know, over 100,000 subscribers. And they never declare when they're advertising something. And that really winds me up, because we are supposed to, if we're given anything to show on the channel or paid for showing something on the channel, and I've told you before, I always put a kind of disclaimer before I talk to anybody about a paid video, that if I don't like the product, I won't show it. And that's kind of where I start with my conversations. And often that's it, I don't hear back from them. But there are a couple of YouTubers, as I say, with over 100,000 followers, and they're not saying. And I just think it's not fair. It's actually illegal, but I also think it's not fair. So anyway, I got that off my chest. But I was thinking of doing a members only area, because we have got a nice community on here. And, you know, I have noticed there's been times when people have had bad news or, you know, a death in the family. And the number of ladies that go on to show empathy and care and consideration for the person who's going through those troubles is quite remarkable. And so there is like a core group on this channel that you know, I really feel are friends actually. And the reason for doing a members only area would be that I think it would be kind of, what can I say, kind of closer and more intimate in a way, not in any kind of, you know, way, but just a safe area maybe. Maybe that's what I should call it, a safe area where I can be more honest. I mean, I am honest, but I don't divulge everything, obviously. I can be more honest. People in that area can be more honest. And I can do some things that I've got in mind that I can't do with a larger audience. That just wouldn't work. So I would be doing more lives on there. And like I say, I don't even want to talk about the couple of things that I'm thinking I might do. But can you just let me know what you think? Whether that's something that appeals to you. I mean, it does have a fee that goes along with it. But you know, YouTube take a big chunk of that anyway, but it's really about value for money. If you think that it would be worth it, it would probably be like $7.99 a month. And you would get you get to see videos sooner, you get to join in more lives. There would be giveaways, there would be various things that I can't do with the wider audience. So let me know if that's something that appeals to you. I'm in two minds at the moment. I've always said I wouldn't do it, and I won't go into details, a recent experience on here made me think that it might be an opportune time to do that. So that's all I'll say on that. So let me know in the comments what you think. So I'm making these flapjacks now. I've lined the tin. It's supposed to be 8 inches square, but this is kind of just over 7. I don't have 8 inches square. So I will put the camera down, and after this, I'm going to do a little bit of kind of cleaning. And if I am feeling brave enough, I'll show you the before and after of the room that I am focusing on this morning. Rob will be very pleased that I'm focusing on this room this morning. He's been very patient, but it is time that I got the A into gear and sorted it out. But anyway, back to these flapjacks. So I'll move the camera down so you can see. I mean, you know, I do kind of laugh when people say I couldn't see the food processor. It's like, it's just a food processor, but you know what? I mean, I've said to people, it's just me, I'm not professional, I'm just sharing this recipe with you. We've actually had four lots of health bad news in my family, not my direct family, but my wider family in the last 7 days. And you know, that knocks you for six, and reminds you how important health is. And so much of it is pure luck, pure luck. I mean, obviously you can help yourself, but you know, most of the conditions that are affecting people in my family are just luck. So I thank goodness every day that so far I'm lucky enough. Right, let me put the camera down and show you this very, well, I say it's simple. I thought yesterday's recipe was simple, and that was, so I'll get on with it. So as I say, very simple. I've got the melted butter and maple syrup in here. I'm just putting that into the bowl. I mean, you just combine all the ingredients really. So it's getting to that time where I'll have to make the Christmas cake. I might make a Christmas pudding this year. I think, did I do one last year? I can't remember. I did do one that was a bit of a disaster, so it kind of, you know, puts you off. I love these bowls. They make me feel like I'm a proper on telly cook. Oh, I'm going to add into here as well. I'm adding these into everything. These are golden flax seeds, and I have them on my, I have a kiwi fruit every day now, and a little bit of Greek yogurt, and I add that to the mix as well, just to keep me regular. And that's it. And the recipe just says, combine all the ingredients. I would normally do this in the air fryer, but I'll just be really honest with you and say I can't be bothered to get it out. And this only cooks for half an hour, so it shouldn't be too prohibitive on the old electricity. Oh, did I tell you? I'll put it up for this. I think I told you that Mum was having the most ridiculous situation with her energy provider. She lives in a 2-bedroom bungalow, and they were saying that her energy direct debit needed to be over £600 a month. And she changed suppliers, and they then said the same thing. And she was talking to the people, I don't know if I've told you this, she was talking to the company, and she just couldn't get anywhere. So I wrote to the CEO, and guess what? Sorted. But lower down in the organisation had the time, inclination or authority to investigate. And so by going in at that level and explaining everything, they did a full review of Mum's account, and it's now £105 a month, which is more like it. And you know, Mum's one of these that she says, oh, it's not bothering me, but it is, because otherwise she wouldn't mention it every time I spoke to her. So anyway, and she didn't ask, you know, I said, oh, right. She said, no, I'll deal with it. Because, you know, she's very, you know, she knows she's really switched on and capable. But she equally almost doesn't want to cause a fuss. Although she did make me laugh. She said, I'll tell them who you are if they don't stop. And I was like, I don't think that will help, Mum. But anyway, so that's good. That's one less thing for her to worry about. She's doing really well, for those of you that know Mum and want to know, you know, how she's getting on. She's doing amazingly well. She even got her own tights on for the wedding. She had a lovely pair of high tights in navy. And when I get some more photographs, I will show them to you. And she looks absolutely lovely. Really lovely. Her dress was navy, and she had a navy jacket, and she had her, if you saw the little photograph of her, she had her pashmina from Black & Co. and a lovely James Lakeland dress from John Lewis. And yeah, she had a lovely tail, though it has taken her over a week to get over it. So, mind you, it took me a week to get over it. So, what with Cyprus and the traffic and everything. So there we are. I've put that into the tin. Very, very simple. It says cover with foil. Oh, hang on a minute. Oh, it says mark them into pieces. Hang on. Yeah, so I'll put the camera down. So I'll just do this into 9, I think. This is also a recipe that's part of the FODMAP diet, if anyone's following that. But it does say in that if you're following it, you must only have 1 slice a day. So, yeah. Anyway, that was easy enough, wasn't it? So I'll cover it in foil. Put that in the oven for half an hour. And, well, I'll put it in for half an hour and I'll put a timer on for 20 minutes and then you remove the foil. Couldn't be easier, could it? So I will put this in the oven, wash up, and then I will move to part 2. And I don't know if I'm brave enough to show you what I've got to do, but I'll see. So I never want the house to smell of dog. I want my house to smell nice. That's all I'll say. And you know, I'm still using Purdy Figg. I mean, Rob does do most of the cleaning, it's true. And they've sent me their autumn range, and this one is ginger and citrus. So what I'm going to do, which you know isn't on their remit as such, but because I'm about to wipe surfaces down in the hall and in the bedroom with this new autumn scent. I mean, I don't know if it's new this year or just new to me, is I am going to do what I do with, this is bicarbonate of soda, and I've got this jar and I've just punched some holes in the top of the jar, and what I do, and I've done this for years, I think I've shown you before, but you know, there's always new people coming onto the channel that won't have seen it. I do my own little impression of shake and vac. Do you remember shake and vac? Do the shake and vac and put the freshness back. I can't sing, I know that. So I am just going to put a little bit of this into this jar with this bicarbonate of soda. And I'm going to give that a good shake to mix that all through. And then I'm going to sprinkle that onto the rug in the hall, which is obviously the first entrance point. So I only used a tiny little bit of that. I'm sure it won't affect the cleaning power or the impact. In actual fact, I mean, it'll double up the scent, won't it, really? So I've got my Purdy Figg ready in the bottle, and I've got my bicarb in there. It's stuck to that side, isn't it? I'll try and scrape that down. Get that mixed up. It smells amazing. You'll have to take my word for that because we haven't got smelly vision. And to vac it all up, I am going to use my trusted Ultenic. This is the latest model that we have been given, and we've actually had this for 4 months, so it's had a really good test, and you can see that we've been using it already. It's Rob's favourite. He does most of the vacuuming, and we like it for lots of reasons, partly because it's really good. It's really good for hair, and as you know, I lose a lot of hair. It's got the Tangle Tame brush. It bends in the middle, so you can easily get it under sofas. and it's got the light on the front, which I think is the light that we like best of all about these vacuum cleaners. Can you see that green light there? And the fact that it stands up on its own. The early models didn't stand up on their own. So I'll go into the hall now and I'll do my shake and back. I won't dance, I promise. Let me see what's the best way of... I mean, obviously you can use any essential oils to do this. I just got the bicarb off Amazon. I'll put the link below. It's quite cheap, and you know, I've only used that much, so it goes a long way. But I think it's quite nice to layer up the scent with the cleaning and the rug. A bit like layering your perfumes up, isn't it? So just letting that sit a while. I'll just take the flapjacks out of the oven. Yeah, they look nice, quite edible, I'm sure. A couple of those sultanas look a bit dry, but that's fine. So at least I've got something to offer my friend this afternoon if she wants it with a cup of tea, and if not, I'm sure Rob will enjoy it. So I'm just going to vacuum that up now, and you'll see, like, what can I say? We've got 3 vacuum cleaners under the stairs, and that's the one that Rob chooses every day or every time he uses the vacuum cleaner. It's the Ultenic, I think it's the T20, but I'll put the link up in the description box. And if there's a code, a discount code, I'll put that as well. But the link to the vacuum will be in the description box as well. So yeah, busy. A day in my life. Don't forget to let me know what you think about the members thing as well. I'm really torn, so I would like your input. So this, ladies, is what I am talking about. This is my downstairs bedroom, and as you can see, it looks like a jumble sale. I've got stuff everywhere. I've been so busy, and I've just been, you know, trying on and putting stuff to one side, and I really need to clear this up. So that's what I'm going to do this morning. So I will film it, and I'll do it, like, I'll speed it up so that you can not be bored to death. But and then part of the reason for this is because I've got this lovely new quilt from a company. I'll put it underneath here. I can't remember what it's called. And I want to swap it out for this quilt here, which is lovely, but it's very heavy. It's too heavy from Mum, so I'm going to put that onto the bed upstairs in the spare room, and tidy this up now. What I generally do is get a couple of bags and put each shop's returns into the relevant bag. So you'll recognise a lot of these things. Actually, I'm going to put the camera the other way. Yeah, the black cords are going back. I didn't like them when I saw them on camera. The dry clean only jumper is going back. I mean, I'm kind of showing you this to show you that, you know, when I film in the hall, part of the reason for that is it's always tidy. And, you know, it's clear, and it's always easy to sort out. So this is, you know, the jumpers that I showed you that I'm returning to Marks and Spencer. I'll probably be doing that tomorrow, I think. Trying to work out, my friend's mum is in hospital. I want to try and go and see her too. I'm returning the aubergine trousers as well, because although I liked them, they're a little bit long, and I've just got to be more selective. It's as simple as that. And unless I can see myself wearing them quite a lot, then I'm not keeping them. I have got a few things on in November, which is nice. We've got a birthday lunch and going to a concert in Winchester. So, you know, I never kept my vow that I would do something nice every month, and that's partly because of what happened with Mum, you know, and that's fine, like life happens. But it did stop me. I lost kind of a quarter of a year really with that, as did Mum. You know, I'm not looking for sympathy at all. This was a blouse I didn't even bother showing you actually, because I didn't like it when I got it out of the packet. I thought it looked quite cheap looking, so I didn't even bother trying it on. And then these pleated skirts, I ordered them in the sale. I can't remember if I ordered both of them or one of them, but I thought, well, why not? If you're going to buy them, you might as well get the discount. But these are handy because I just have to take them back to my local Sainsbury's, and they do it there and then actually. So this is from a company called the Secret Linen Company, and I mean, this just arrived out of the blue. I know, crazy, isn't it? But it's really lovely, and they've got the colours perfectly for this bedroom. And although it's not lightweight, and it just makes a change really. I mean, almost this is more kind of, you know, use spring summer than autumn winter, but it's nice to have something different. Normally Rob would be helping me with this, but he's walking dolly, so I'm doing it on my own. It's lovely, isn't it? It really gives a different feel to the room. I'll put the link in the description box. It's kind of old-fashioned looking, which I think is really nice. And as I say, the colours are literally perfect. So, happy days. I have got cushions for this bed. We took them off when Mum was staying here when she wasn't well, when she broke her arm, and I haven't brought them downstairs yet. Time just evaporates, doesn't it? That's better. So obviously I'm not finished yet, but I mean, I'm sure there's a limit to how much of this you want to see. We'll give the place a quick wipe round with my Purdy Figg, because it leaves a nice scent in the room. It cleans and, you know, looks great. So, and yeah, as you can see, I've got so many clothes. I haven't even opened the bags of a couple of the deliveries that I've had. So I will be getting to those very soon. This is kind of, I'm not actually going to do a video every Wednesday now. I was doing Monday, Wednesday and Friday, but it was getting a bit much for me. If I do the members area, then that probably will be on a Wednesday, and it'll probably mostly be lives actually. So we can all kind of just have a chat together and kind of get to know each other better. And as I say, I've got a couple of things that I'd like to talk to you about and see whether there's the interest in those. And yeah, if you've got any ideas, always, as ever, let me know in the comments. But for now, I'll see you later. Thanks very much for watching. Bye.